we ought to keep an eye on the state policing proposals as currently being discussed. If there is any National Assembly that will pass finally that state bill policing into law, it is going to be this National Assembly. If we miss it this one, we will get it the next, because the conversation has matured to a point of development. If you followed conversations around the PIB, Petroleum Industry Bill or so, you will see how long it took us to get to a National Assembly that was now amenable. By the way, the country was now ready for it. I believe that Nigeria, the opinion is still divided. But I believe that the majority are now on the side of, okay, since the federal government is unable to do all of this, let's devolve some more powers to the states and see how that works. And as at today, those conversations are ongoing in our legislative chambers and they are being discussed. So what I want to see on behalf of the state government is to empanel a team, including security experts, including people who should know, to monitor the developments at the National Assembly. Because you don't want to get a state policing where the states are not actually given the powers they need to protect their citizens. For instance, yes, you're talking about state policing, but you're going to be discussing things like arms control. As at today, every arms purchased by the governor has to go through the office of the National Security Advisor. So even pump action has to be sanctioned. And the process of getting it, I can tell you for free that many governors are unable to equip their vigilantes with pump action guns, let alone procure it, except doing through black markets, which is also illegal. But sometimes, because of the bureaucratic bottlenecks, you now begin to expose state governments in doing black market purchase of arms and all of those things. So you're going to be dealing with things like arms control. How is it spelled out in the law? You're going to be talking about jurisdiction. Today, state governments can pick up, but they cannot prosecute. All right, so you know that state governments have their, I think Soludo has Agone Chamber. You have something, Forest Guard in Enugu State, and you have different nomenclatures in different states. But what they can do is arrest and hand over. So you're going to be dealing, if you're going to be granting states autonomy to have their policing structure, are you going to give them the autonomy to prosecute? If yes, what are those specified crimes that they are going to be prosecuting, so that you don't have duplicity of functions where the federal police is in controversy with state policing as to who gets what jurisdiction over what crime, so that you don't steal a bottle of water, EFCC arrests you over a bottle of water, police arrest you over the same bottle of water, state police picks you up over the same bottle of water, and then EFCC over the same bottle of water. So those needs to be clearly delineated. So there is a work that needs to be done, and as at today, I don't see that it's been going on. And what that tells me is that if you eventually get that state policing working without putting a lot of thoughtfulness into it, you could begin to see that although you now have autonomy to police your state, but the state governments don't have the operational and legal tools needed to fully secure their domains.